Hello, I was talking with myself and I thought I would make a YouTube video so I don't feel so crazy talking to myself. Although, yeah, doesn't matter. And also the other day I talked with my mother and I realized that although if I compare with people that are much more self-aware than me, I feel like I'm just starting. However, there are people that are like me a few years ago, where they don't know what is being self-aware. I didn't know what was being self-aware before. So I have few examples today to share of what happened, of situations that I was very emotional. I said before in previous videos, I think that I'm highly sensitive person or sensitive person, although I don't have a diagnostic from a professional, but I diagnostic myself because I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not a highly sensitive person with the title of highly sensitive person, but I'm very sensible. Sorry, I always confuse the two words. And today there were some situations that makes me feel very emotional in some way. There are strong emotions, and the strong emotion in these situations is anxiety. So some people will think that it's so stupid that I'm feeling anxious about those situations. And you are right. I'm very stupid to feel anxious about those situations because it's highly possible that are not going to be wrong or bad, but that is anxiety. Feel like something is going to go wrong when actually you don't know, you don't have any facts that show you that something will go wrong. So the situations that I lived today were I don't know if you listened to me before or not, so I would say what is my situation now. I left Australia, broke up with my ex. He broke up with me. I think it's something important because, it wasn't my decision. So I had to learn. I'm not the victim, but I had to learn to accept, and I'm in the process of accepting his decision and knowing that I don't have control of his decision, and I must respect him because I love him. Yes, I still love him, and for that reason, if I don't love him, I need to respect him because he is a person and he's a good person. But I'm in the process of accepting, and the situations is I'm now living in Thailand, in Bangkok, and I'm here figuring out what to do in my life, who I am, and all the kind of questions that some people after a breakup ask themselves, and especially if my case, for example, that I have to start a new life from the almost not beginning, but change. So everything changed, the scenery changed, the people will change, I will change. So a lot of change that I'm open, but it's very scary. So the situation or the situations that makes me feel anxious are a lot. But today was I had to take like withdraw money. For withdraw money, I'm using, I don't know if I should say this well, I'm not going to say the app, but I'm using an app because, or a website, because I don't want to use the ATM, because ATM charge you a lot of commissions or fees. So I'm using this. I need to go to a bank. I need to give them, complete some papers, blah, bureaucracy. And every time that I go to do that, I feel anxious because I'm scared that something goes wrong, and I don't know if you can imagine all the things that I'm imagining in that moment. Those are not facts between brackets. And it's just anxiety. Anxiety is the fear of the future. It's creating negative scenarios that could happen, but it's not about a measurement of possibilities or statistics. It's highly possible that this happen. No, it is my reason, my emotion, my anxiety doesn't consider estimations or statistics or a percentage of possibilities that could happen. It's just how I feel is I feel scared of what could happen, and I feel scared that something goes wrong and I can't withdraw money, or something wrong happen, and I'm in a foreign country with anyone around me that I don't know anyone, and that is my fear, that something goes wrong and I'm here alone, and what is going, I don't have anyone to help me. That is my victim mentality as well. So when every time that I have to go and withdraw money, I feel anxious. And today I was in that situation, but I'm trying very hard to be self-aware and to breathe, and to, at least if I can't change the emotion, acknowledge the emotion and don't act for that emotion or in consequence of the emotion. Because if you act, for example, because you are feeling anxious, what I could happen in my case, everyone is different, but in my case I could get very angry if I had to wait. I could talk very rude with the person that is serving me in the bank or in the office where I need to go, and that could make me be in that future and unrealistic situation that I'm scared of. Because if I'm rude with the person that is trying to help me or is working and is doing the service, and if I'm rude with that person that is the only one that can help me, maybe, depends on the person, but maybe that person will be rude with me, and maybe it will generate a negative situation, and maybe I can't finally the result is I can't withdraw money. So when some people say you generate the things that you think about, it's not like magic, although we want to think that it's magic, or I would like to think that it's magic because I would like to think that magic exists, but it's not magic. It's the result of our actions. So if this person, if I'm anxious, I'm feeling anxious, I go to the office where they will help me with the withdrawal, and I'm feeling anxious and I'm not self-aware and I'm just acting, and I don't know if you are like that, but when I'm anxious I'm not generally thinking, because it's very hard to be self-aware. And So you can, I will go to the office if I'm not self-aware, and if I continue acting as a consequence of my emotions, thinking that the world needs to be prepared for me because poor me, victim mentality, I'm feeling it this way, so they need to understand. And nobody knows your feeling, nobody cares about your feeling. The lady or the man that is working there, they are just doing their job. So if I go with all those emotions, because after it's not just anxiety, it's anger, it's sadness, it's, I don't know, excitement, but the bad one that you are like, well, if I go and act like in that way with that person, probably that person will act in return because they will think I don't deserve this, or maybe they don't, but I'm saying an example of how the situation can end in that what I had imagined that it was very horrible end. So yes, I don't know if it's clear or not, but it's like you have the emotion. If you act using that emotion, after you generate or you generate a situation that will end up in what you imagine that it could happen. But actually, if you were from the beginning self-aware, and if you are self-aware, for example, today I was self-aware. Yeah, the anxiety didn't disappear. I still felt anxious, but I act normal, or at least I tried. So breathing, going, talking with the person, being polite, acknowledging that there is a person. It's not a machine, no, it's a person. So, and that, like being patient, sit there. The lady showed me, like, because they are speaking in another language as well, and there are a lot of people here that they don't speak in English, and which is okay, but well, we need to adapt. And this lady showed me, and I was like looking, what? And I didn't understand. She showed me again, and it's like, and I didn't understand why. Because I was anxious. Because in another moment, probably she showed me like a sit, and I will, yes, and I go to sit. But well, when this, I know that I should stop to talk about my ex, but he taught me a lot of things, and this was one of the things. When I'm anxious, I don't understand nothing of what is going on. He speaks to me, I don't understand, like that. So she showed me the chairs, and like 2 times, and until I realized, oh, the chairs, I go show you like it, and she was like, yeah, okay, thank you. Go to sit and be there, breathing, feeling the emotion. Where I feel the anxiety is in here, is in my chest. So I feel it there. I started to move the feeling, and what do or like analyzing what I feel in my belly, I feel like that, and what I feel in my foot, and what I feel in my shoulder, and what I feel like that. So, and in my face. So I started to do kind of a vipassana meditation, that you go and you start from your head, and you like feel all the sensations, and after you go to your face, and after you go to your this part neck, and after you go to shoulders, and like that, and you go all your body analyzing what you are feeling. And I did that while I was waiting, and I meditated, like with the eyes open, but pushing myself to be present. Until she called me and said, "I hear is, oh, thank you." After 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't know, because I wasn't controlling the time neither. She gave me the money, and it's like, oh, all good, thank you so much. Hop kung ka, hop kung ka, and that's it, bye. The other situation that happened today was that I went to the hairdresser. I don't know if you realize. Well, it wasn't, well, why going to the hairdresser makes me anxious, people will ask. Yes, I know that it's stupid to feel in that way, but it's how it is. I feel anxious. For me, my hair is very important. I think, like I don't know, most of the women, and there are men as well, that they feel like that. And I'm in another country where they speak another language, where I'm not sure if I'm explaining correctly what I want, where I'm not sure, because sometimes the translator translates other things. So it's like, and I'm scared of their skill doing my hair, because, well, I don't know them, and they don't know me. So I go, and always I have the same thing, although my image will be changing. If I keep recording videos, you will see a change, because every hairdresser does their best with my hair. And today I realized that it doesn't matter what they do, at the end, I'm happy with the result. For example, today I have, I don't know if you can see here, some black. Well, ya está. That's it. It's like that. I asked more clear my hair. I don't want to blend my hair to do the color. So that make it harder for them, because it's easier for a hairdresser, I think. I'm not a hairdresser, but it's easier to blanch your hair first and after do the permanent color, because it's like more accurate, I imagine. But when I say I don't want blanch, and actually between brackets, I don't know if blanch is the correct word in English, because I translate it, and there are some moments that the translators say that is blanch, and some translators say that is fade. So I don't know which is the correct word neither in English, but I reckon you know what I mean when they put your hair white and after put the color. I don't want that, because this is not the fact, it's just a feeling, but I think that makes your hair more fat in the long term. So I don't want that. I just want to cover my gray hair. And that's it. And I want a little cut in the long, so keep the same shape, don't do nothing weird, it's just a little dense, a little bit like that. And today, well, I had to explain that I went there, asked the price, well, and this situation already, it makes me feel anxious, because all that communication and result, I don't know what is going to be the result. I'm taking a risk, minimum risk, but I'm taking it. So my anxiety is like going to the peak there, like, no, you are going to end like horrible. And today I was seeing those thoughts, and why I'm capable to see those thoughts now and before not, because now I'm meditating all days. And more I meditate, longer that I can meditate. So now I'm meditating average 30 minutes per day. Some days more, some days less. And that helps you to be self-aware of your thoughts and your emotions, because you are there trying to meditate and you are trying to focus your attention in your breathing or in saying Buddha or in something that you want, and you see the emotions, the thoughts, and you are kind of fighting there with the thoughts. So now I'm more self-aware, and I went to the hairdresser, and I could feel like my hair like that. And well, I need to do it. I decided that I was going to go to a hairdresser. And if I don't go to the hairdresser now, I will go to the hairdresser later. And also, I'm delaying not meeting people because I had gray hair and I feel insecure and I feel old and I don't feel comfortable. So I'm being by myself, which is wrong. I should accept myself as I am, and that's it, with gray hair or not. But I'm delaying knowing new people because of this. And today I said I will go to the hairdresser, so after I can meet some people. It's like that is being fake, because what? People, if they like me, they will like me with gray hair or with colored hair. Like, that's it. But well, that is another illusion. Like that. Well, I'm working on it. I'm not going to be very hard with myself, but are realities and truths. And I reckon, well, I'm in the process to be honest with myself, with the rest of the people, and yeah. So all the time, well, coming back to talking about the hairdresser, all the time that I was there, I could see my thoughts about thinking how bad the ladies were doing their job. And yes, I feel ashamed of saying that, because such a bitch. Why? Like, I know that I don't have any reason why I must trust them in their job, and I assume that the girls that were doing my color, they were new. At least one was kind of new, I think, because it's not the fact. But my mind was like, they don't know what I'm doing. They are doing different. So one part of my hair, it will look one thing, and the other part will look in another way. And I was going to start to think, to tell them what to do in their job. And I'm not a hairdresser. So, like, this was just, I don't know, a few minutes. And I was like, stop. Focus in your breathing. Focus in being grateful that I will look beautiful, and I will like what they are doing in my hair, and I will like the result, and I'm already liking. And I'm trying to be grateful for things that didn't happen yet, but I push myself to trust that I will like, and the result will go good. It's going to be all good. I'm trying to rewire my brain, because with the meditation and being more self-aware, I'm realizing those beliefs that I think that always everything is going to go wrong. And yes, my ex relationship, I thought that it was going to go wrong, and I thought in some moment it will change. Stop, I'm going to finish. instead of saying no, it's not going to finish, blah, and push and encourage myself with good results and change the thought. No, I couldn't do it in that moment, but it doesn't matter. Or yes, it mattered, but I couldn't do it. I didn't do it. No, I couldn't. Manipulating. I'm manipulating the information. I didn't do it. I could, and I choose to not. And I choose to be a victim. So today, while they were doing their job, I was like, I'm grateful, I'm feeling it. So when I know that it's hard and nothing of this is easy, but well, another tool that you can use and I reckon must apply in your life. I'm learning more and more about that, how important it is to be grateful, because the opposite actually of being grateful is complain. It's what I was doing with the ladies, that they were doing their job. So I'm grateful, I'm feeling it. I'm learning to feel grateful, because actually I didn't know how feeling grateful felt in your body. So I'm feeling it, and yeah, this is the result, like pretty good, pretty well, like the hairdresser, and I like. And yes, it's dark of what I wanted. Doesn't matter. It's a consequence of that I don't want to bleach my hair. So, well, that I came here to talk about that, and yeah. So if you are starting to acknowledge what is being self-aware, and I can help you in some way, or tell me if you are more advanced and you want to give me advances or advices, go for it. You can use the comments, and well, I will see you next time with new thoughts about whatever I think in that moment. Or if you have questions, I will answer your questions. Thank you. Bye.